We are here in the Port Clinton and Lakeside Marblehead area of Northern Ohio, here to check out this beautiful area along Lake Erie. Hey everyone, this is Scott with the Scott Man, and welcome. It is a sunny and mild day today. We're here to check out the city of Port Clinton here along the shores of Lake Erie, explore the downtown area, check out some cool points of interest over in here, and then we'll check out a lighthouse over at Marblehead, and then we'll check out a very cool state park not too far to the east of here. So it's gonna be an exciting day. So we're starting off here in Port Clinton. We're gonna be walking around the downtown area, check out some cool sights here in the Walleye Capital of the world. So let's get started. Before the Europeans came to the area, the Ottawa and Wyandot tribes called this area home. And then the French explorers came over for transportation and the fur trade. Eventually the British claimed the area. However, they were defeated by the United States during the War of 1812 during the Battle of Lake Erie, which took place north of the Bass Islands in the area. And then finally, the town was officially laid out and founded in 1828. Today, it serves as a nice town for tourism as well as a gateway to the island, especially to Put-in Bay. Port Clinton is a very nice little downtown area. A few different shops, some restaurants, and also have the beautiful historic Ottawa County Courthouse, which we saw just moments ago. But one of the coolest parts of Port Clinton, Ohio, is that we have a beautiful waterfront park we're about to head over to right now. And this beautiful little lighthouse here is the Port Clinton Lighthouse. This was built back in 1896, been fully restored. It's a beautiful little lighthouse overlooking Lake Erie over here. What a pretty sight. And there used to be another lighthouse before this one that was built back in 1833, but was decommissioned in 1870. And over here, this is a nice little breakwater pier which goes out into Lake Erie from the shoreline, and along here we have the Portage River where it empties out into the lake. And also, one thing I should mention too is that Port Clinton, Ohio is a major port for access to the different islands here in Lake Erie, especially Put-in Bay, which you can even see the island way out that way. It's a little cool, or it's a very cool recreation area to go out. I need to head over there at some point to check it out. Probably won't be able to today or anything, but in the future though. But you can take the Jet Express, which I'll show where the main station is for the Jet Express. So it's a ferry that takes you from Port Clinton all the way out to Put-in Bay. All right, so we're gonna walk back inland now. All right, so we're back in town, and the ferry I was telling you about earlier, Jet Express, the ferry terminal for Port Clinton is just over here over by the drawbridge coming into town. So this is the ferry which you can take to head over to Put-in Bay. Ferries usually take off, I think, every 15-30 minutes, I believe. I might have to double check on that one, but it's a nice way to get over to the island. And over on the other side of the road, you have the parking area where you can leave your car when you head over to Put-in Bay for the day, or even for the weekend. All right, so that was downtown Port Clinton. Had a great time walking around, so we're gonna get some lunch over here, but before we do that, there's a museum I wanna check out just outside of town, so let's head over there now. All right, so we're here to check out a cool museum here. So as you can see, Port Clinton and the surrounding area around Lakeside Marblehead, it's more than just ferries to get out to Put-in Bay. There's a lot of cool things to see here in the mainland. So this is the Liberty Aviation Museum. It was established back on December 7th, 1991, 50 years after the tragedy that happened in Pearl Harbor back in 1941. And so it was opened up to showcase World War II aviation, or airplanes, I would say. But now today they got a lot of cool exhibits on display, so let's go inside and check them out. That was pretty cool. Lots of cool historic aircraft in there, even dating back to World War II. So definitely a cool attraction to check out here in the Port Clinton, Lakeside Marblehead area here in northern Ohio. All right, so we're gonna head back toward Port Clinton, not quite in the downtown, but there's a fantastic restaurant we have to check out for some great walleye, because we have to get walleye while we're in the walleye capital of the world. So let's head over there now. All right, so we're back in town, although not quite in downtown, probably a good like mile or two east of downtown Port Clinton, but this is Jolly Rogers. So this is a fantastic seafood restaurant where you can have some tasty walleye, perch, other types of different seafood, especially fish that you can find in Lake Erie. So I have to go get some walleye since it is the walleye capital of the world after all. All right, so I got a table outside. There's a nice dining room inside, but so I got a beautiful day like today. You gotta sit outside. You got lovely view of Lake Erie. So all you do is you head inside, you order at the counter, and then they'll bring the food out to you. So again, as I was saying, we're in the walleye capital of the world, so we have to get walleye. So I got their walleye and chips. Although I was able to, for an extra $1, upgrade to their hand battered onion rings. So I have to try one of them really quick. They're battered to perfection. Yeah, I like the seasonings that they put on the batter. Try some of the walleye. They give you some tartar sauce, but I'm gonna try without the tartar sauce. This is good. Yeah, I like the batter that they use. Some great seasonings on this, and they don't even need tartar sauce, but it has a nice flavor to it. The fish is cooked very well too, not overcooked or anything. Yeah, this is spectacular. And they give you a lot too for the walleye and chips, or onion rings in my case. But yeah, this is good. Yep, that was quite good, I have to say. Yeah, definitely check out Jolly Rogers here in Port Clinton for some great seafood. Walleye, perch, you name it. And their onion rings are pretty good too. But yeah, lovely view of the lake. All right, so we're gonna head out of Port Clinton now. We're gonna head over to Marblehead, just to the east of here. So let's get in the car and head over. All right, we made over to Marblehead, Ohio, over along the shores of Lake Erie, even here in the background. And we're standing in front of the Marblehead Lighthouse. This beautiful lighthouse was constructed back in 1821. So one of the oldest lighthouses still around today along Lake Erie. And it's been lighting up the area around the Sandusky Bay, or where the Sandusky Bay comes out to the lake, ever since. Although back in 1958 it was automated, but what's really cool is that you can go up the tower for about $3 and you can get some spectacular views of the entire area, Lake Erie, and even Cedar Point over that way. There's some other cool stuff in the property as well too. There's even a reconstruction of an 1876 US life-saving station. That was really cool. You get some spectacular views of the whole area from up there. Kelly's Island to the north, of course Lake Erie, and then even Cedar Point. So definitely check out the Marblehead Lighthouse here in the Lakeside Marblehead area of Ohio. It's about 5 or so miles north of Sandusky. And yeah, just think, it's the oldest standing lighthouse in all of the Great Lakes. Definitely have to check it out. All right, so now we're gonna head over to East Harbor State Park to conclude this video. Check out one of the many state parks in the area. Well, this is even a state park too, but we'll be checking out an even bigger one with some more cool views of Lake Erie. And we've made over to East Harbor State Park. This is a spectacular state park located in the Marblehead area, well, Lakeside Marblehead to be specific. It's located on a peninsula which stretches out into Lake Erie. You got all kinds of beautiful landscapes here. You got some wooded areas. You got a lot of wetlands. where you can find like a lot of different waterfowl and other types of birds. So there are many hiking trails that are inland in the park, but the best part about the park is that you have beautiful Lake Erie right over here. You got a nice little swimming beach over here where people can go into Lake Erie, cool off, and go for a nice swim. But there's also the West Harbor Trail, which starts off around in this general area, which we could take over to a fishing pier to get us way out into Lake Erie. And that's where we will conclude this video today. So let's start this hike. Well, it does not look like I'll be going this way. But what we can do though is we can walk along the beach. That'll take us over there. It'll be a little bit more scenic that way too. And we have made it out to the end of West Harbor Pier, and look at the views out here. You can see much of Lake Erie, all the different islands along in this part of Ohio. We got Puddin Bay just over there, which we saw that back over in Port Clinton earlier. And then over that way we have Kelly's Island. We saw that over at Marblehead Lighthouse. And of course you can see the beautiful coastline over in the Marblehead area. And then if you look way out that way, you can see two islands way out there. It's kind of hard to see, but the first one which we're showing, which is on the left, that is Pelee Island. That is Ontario. So that's one of the islands over in Canada heading south to Point Pelee National Park over in Canada. And then just a little bit to the right is a smaller island. That is the southernmost point of all of Canada, the entire country. That is pretty cool. But yeah, I've had such a great time over here in the Port Clinton and Lakeside Marblehead area of northern Ohio along Lake Erie. So there's plenty of things to see and do here without even having to go to the islands, although the islands are worth a visit. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video here in Lakeside Marblehead and Port Clinton, Ohio. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button. Don't forget to click that subscribe button so that way you don't miss out any future adventures. Well, thank you for watching, and this is Scott of the Scott Man signing out.